We've had playoff episodes, we've had major drafts and free agent signings, but this is arguably the biggest episode of this series to date. The final 5 games of the 2024 season, where the playoffs are not exactly a guarantee. From 13-3 last year to now having a lot more questions than answers, to be dealing with injuries right now as well, including to our big-time tight end acquisition, Kawan Byram, who is out for the rest of the season. Can 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers pull off the miracle and get us back on track, back to where an 89 overall team belongs? Can he get us back into the playoffs and from there do what we need him to do? That's why we signed him. The goal this season was to win the whole damn thing. With the defense we have intact, knowing that some players are going to start regressing, that some players are simply going to have too high a contract demands than what makes sense, there is all the pressure in the world on this team to perform, and we haven't exactly done that to a consistent level. Again, we have 5 games left, and we need to win the majority, if not all of them, to guarantee our spot in the postseason. Our first game, we're down in Jacksonville. Let's get this underway as we get the opening 3 points of the game and follow that up with another field goal, 6-0 through the first 15. As we start off the second quarter with another field goal, Jacksonville responds with a touchdown and another 14 unanswered points for the Jags, a 14-9 lead as we start off the second half. We respond with a touchdown, 17-14. Another field goal makes it 20-14, a 6-point lead. With 15 minutes remaining, it has been close as Jacksonville takes the lead. A 9-yard touchdown pass from Clayton Thorson. In the third quarter, it was a 23-yard touchdown pass to Kareem Hunt. For the record, do we have a response? We do. Now 26-21. The 2-point conversion failed, unfortunately, but it was a 6-yard rushing touchdown for Kareem. 9:52 remaining. Jacksonville is stopped. A quick possession and a chance here. This is where we need the offense to step up, and they cannot. It's a 3-and-out. 7:24 remaining for Jacksonville as they march down the field. 3:33 remaining and a 3-point lead for the Jags. Here we go. Start off with a 9-yard pass to Pittman. A 9-yard rush for Kareem. Can the offense get it done? 15 yards for Charles. We're nearly in field goal range. Davius Cherry knocks that down. 2nd and 10 and a big third down here. Apparently 4th and 2. Not sure how that happened, but regardless, Elliott hits the field goal. We've tied this up with 1:45 remaining. Can the defense now get the job done? D.D. Westbrook runs for 4. We're just going to hit jump next play. I feel like that's less glitchy. Thorson throws it away. 3rd and 6. Can we get the stop that we need? We cannot. Nicholas McIver makes the play. 44 seconds left. 1st and 10. 9 yards for Fournette. They're not exactly calling timeouts, though. 2nd and 1. 8 yards. 14 seconds left. Thrown away. 7 seconds left. Are they going for it? Are they kicking the field goal? Let's find out. And they're going for it. 7 seconds left. A quick play could get them into field goal range. Here's Thorson, the lefty. He's going deep. It's intercepted. 2 seconds left. We have seen miracle throws from Rodgers. Marshawn Lattimore, the play. Are we going to overtime, or has Rodgers done it? He has not. Overtime it is. And we get first possession. So a huge play there from Lattimore. We go to overtime. Do we have what it takes here? 6 yards for Kareem. 2nd and 4. 8 yards for Trey Cates, who's developed into one of Rodgers' favorite targets. 1st and 10 from the 39. Another 4 yards for Hunt. 2nd and 6. 1st down. Kareem doing well. Actually, no, 3rd and 1. I thought it was, my bad. I thought it was 6. And then Rodgers. We're going to have to punt. I thought we had the first down there. I was mistaken. They do take a 10-yard penalty, though, to start this possession. So they're on the 10, 1st and 20. 8 yards by Leonard Fournette. 2nd and 12. Throwing away big 3rd down here. 3rd and 12. We need this stop. Oh, God. All right, on the 37. And Marshawn Lattimore with the pick. We are in field goal range on the 22. His 2nd interception of the game. 7 yards for Kareem. 2nd and 3. And I don't know if we kick the field goal, the touchdown. I do not care. Marshawn Lattimore gets the job done for us after the offense stalled out. A 2-interception game. Not enough to be the first star, apparently, or the player of the game. It is Kareem Hunt. We barely sneak past Jacksonville. 32-29 is your final. Thorson with 4 touchdowns, but 3 picks. Whereas Rodgers was 31 of 46, nearly 400 yards, but only 1 touchdown. Kind of ridiculous. Rushing-wise, 121 yards and a touchdown for Kareem. Kareem also had 125 yards receiving with a touchdown. Charles and Cates also had pretty damn good games. Blocking-wise, only 1 sack allowed. Defensively, Chauncey led the way. In terms of sacks, we got to Thorson a couple of times, but the 2 interceptions, the other one from Hyde, but the 2 picks for Lattimore. 6 field goals for Jake Elliott. How the hell do you name a player of the game? Nearly 400 yards for Rodgers. Hunt had a phenomenal game, rushing and receiving-wise. Defensively, you look at Lattimore. Jake Elliott was great. And still, we only won by 3. As scary as that is. London Charles advances up to an 84 overall, which is pretty solid. Star development for him still. And Angelo Riley will make better in the pass coverage. That brings him up to an 82. So some decent development there after a big win in our first game of the episode. Let's go ahead and move on, and this is it. This might as well be a playoff game because the Patriots lost last week. This is our opportunity to get right back into the playoff hunt here, to the division title hunt, really, as Lattimore was the top player defensively. Let's go ahead and scout. And, of course, we're not going to worry about re-signing Rodgers now. We're going to wait until the end of the season. I completely forget where we left off. Defensive tackle is the answer, but I think we were scouting the O-line, and we weren't yet done. Or are we? No, we are done scouting the O-line. Cool. Glad that was taken care of. So, let's take a look at Holloman. Okay, so yeah, we were definitely on the defensive line. Let's go ahead and see who we can find here. I shouldn't have scouted Frank Brown, but I was just going to waste the points anyway and spam through it. Just to save time. We're going to have plenty of points to scout out whoever we need to anyway, so I'm not all that concerned. We are good to go. 8-5 Patriots against, or 8-4 Patriots against the 7-5 Bills. We hope after this game they're at 8-5. Hopefully we will be as well. 90 rated against a 75. If we lose this game, we don't deserve that division title. If we lose this game, I don't think we deserve to make the playoffs. This is the biggest overall advantage we have had at any point in time in the series. Remember, we started off as like a 75 overall team, and what we've done in terms of drafting, signing, and trading, it's all led us to this point, where Jameis Winston is apparently the best quarterback in the world right now. But it's all led us to this point, and in fairness, it all means nothing if we can't get the job done when it's required of us. So let's do this. The second game of this episode, down in New England, a win is a must. As the Patriots get the opening field goal, we respond with a field goal of our own, and we're threatening to put up more points here to follow up, and we do with the opening touchdown of this game. Hunt has apparently been injured as the Patriots tie it. It's 10-all. And if Kareem's hurt, say goodnight. It was a 4-yard rushing touchdown for Martinez Wade. The third quarter begins with a Bills field goal and a follow-up as well, 16-10. And that is where things stand. So it's either a turnover or a quick 3-and-outs. Here we go. Didn't mean to go to jump next play. Wanted to go to change of possession. The Patriots score. Don't know if you can hear what sounds like a motorcycle in the middle of winter outside. Someone has a lot of balls. Not anymore after that, because you're going to freeze your fucking nuts off, son. 17-16. Can we get back into this? Let's go change of possession, and indeed we do. 24-17, a fairly quick touchdown. A 3-yard rushing touchdown for Martinez Wade, and a 2-point conversion to Morris Pittman was successful. Pressure is now on New England, and they are forced to punt. We're in a very good spot here. Can we wind down the clock and put up some points? We can at least waste a couple of minutes. No points, though. 5 minutes left. Can the Patriots do anything? They cannot. 4.5 to go. Big chance here to wind out the clock. We cannot do so. And the Patriots, with a minute and a half left, starting from their 1, have a chance to march all the way down. They start off with a 3-yard rush just to get off the goal line. 2nd and 7, another rush. I don't know what they're doing. I'm all right with it, though. 3rd and 4, 4-yard rush. 31 seconds left. 1st and 10. Why are they running the ball? EA, what is with this logic? I'm not complaining, because barring a miracle, and indeed we have, we just won. Because reasons. Why the AI is that ridiculous, I do not know, but I will gladly take advantage of it. We moved to 2-0 on the episode, and we are now forced to tie atop of the division with a chance to still win the title. As Rodgers, 27-42, 327 yards, no touchdowns, with a pick, though. And indeed, Kareem was hurt. Martinez Wade, 2 touchdowns in that game, but if we have lost Kareem Hunt long term, that might do it for our season. Henry Hicks led the way in terms of receiving yards, Kawangio in terms of receptions. Blocking-wise, 3 sacks allowed, but we were able to survive that. Chauncey led the way defensively. Riley with 2 sacks, and the pick for Bennett Huval. Jake Elliott, yet again a strong performance, 3 for 3 when called upon. The big question now, how long is Kareem Hunt out for? That could be a devastating injury to our chances. I don't see anything here, so maybe it was just a 1-game injury as we head to Week 15 to take on San Francisco, and indeed, Kareem should be fine. So that's good. We're playing the 5-8 Niners. It's Niners, Jets, and Rams to end this season. Again, that opportunity is there. That division title is there for the taking. George R.R. Martin, also there for the taking during the draft. But to call this a potential great escape in terms of struggling the way we did, but still having the chance to win the division title and make it back to the playoffs, huge opportunity that we cannot let go to waste. We need to move to 3-0. We have a 10 overall point advantage on San Francisco. Let's see what happens here. We haven't exactly been dominant in these victories. We are struggling, particularly in the red zone, to seal things out. I mean, Elliott's being called upon a lot. He has, 9 field goals in the past 2 games. Hello, Dorico and Kang, by the way. Old face, I guess he went to San Fran. 2 rushing touchdowns this season. Roy McGuire, their quarterback. And, again, just... it's nervous anticipation, knowing that this team should be good enough. It's just whether or not we're going to fall short. Game 3, in the rain. Let's see what happens. As there was a turnover early on, opening field goal for the Niners. We respond with a touchdown. That was... who was that? Who was that? It was a 1-yard rushing touchdown for Kareem Hunt. Should have that frickin' tattooed on me just because I've said it so many times, so it clearly means a lot. 14-10 is the score at halftime. It was a 6-yard touchdown pass to Kawangio, the difference maker right now. As we start off not being able to do anything, San Francisco takes the lead, 17-14 here at the start of the 4th. And now 20-14, the 45-yard field goal was good. We quickly marched down the field, though, to take the 1-point lead, capped off by an 11-yard touchdown pass to Morris Pittman, so Rodgers really got it going on that drive. San Francisco responds with a field goal, 9:46 remaining. We're in desperate need of some offense. Nothing doing there, a very short drive, 9 minutes remaining. San Francisco... unable to put up any points. 4:55 left. Can the Rodgers-led offense get it done? And they can. 28-23. 2 minutes left. A 3-yard touchdown pass to Lee Gutierrez, the fullback. Here we go. Let's see what happens. 7-yard completion to kick things off on this drive. 3rd and 3 and a big 4th down coming up. This is it. This is pretty much the game. 4th and 3. 3 turnovers in this game, by the way. Can we stop them? Can we shut them down to win this game? McGuire hands it off to Rico. Certainly gets the yardage needed. If they call the hurry up, which they did, I have to play this. Son of a bitch. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm just supposed... Nope. Okay. Shit. I can't move. I can't move. Hell of a glitch there, EA. And then Lawrence, their wide receiver or tight end, gets hurt. It wouldn't let me move. So we won't do that view anymore unless it's clearly a game-ending play. See what happens here on 2nd and 4. They throw it away. 3rd and 4. They throw it away. It's another big 4th down. Is this the game? Yes, it is. Keaho with the sack, and that should do it with 42 seconds remaining. We are going to move to 3-0. We haven't exactly been dominant. I don't know if the wins have been convincing, but they are wins nonetheless. A 5-point victory over San Francisco. Rodgers, 28-41, 324 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Kareem, only 66 yards rushing, but did have a touchdown. Receiving-wise, Charles, nearly 100 yards on 8 completions. Kawangio with 8 completions as well. Touchdowns to Gutierrez, Pittman, and Kawangio. 2 sacks allowed. Defensively, it was Cordell Turner leading the way. Stevenson also in double digits. 2 sacks for Joe Jackson and the game-ending sack from Keaho. No picks, no field goals required for Jake Elliott. And now we wait to see if the Patriots are able to win as well. Otherwise, we have a 1-game lead in the AFC East as Malone and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson both improve as if we needed it. Let's make Malone better as a speed rusher. That brings him up to a 92. Jesus Christ, the improvement. An absolute monster. Still just 24 years old. And Chauncey... Oh boy, let's make him better as a power rusher. Why not? It doesn't get him up to a 91, but it doesn't have to. We'll at least get improvement on 2 grades that, he needs improvement on. So I'm good. He is the 3rd ranked outside linebacker on the right-hand side there. Oh my God. Hanson Erickson improved. Okay, Cordell Turner and Dixon Huber. Jesus. Well, Hanson, we're going to make you better. This is not Hanson Erickson, but we're going to make him better in a strong arm sense. That'll get him up to an 82. So we might be seeing his return next year. Here's Cordell Turner. So this is actually him. Let's make him better in terms of zone. That won't get him up to an 80. That's okay. He gets crucial improvements, maybe not the catching, but the zone coverage, which is still just a 74. And Dixon Huber, a corner. Let's make him better in zone. Again, doesn't go up an overall point, but gets some crucial help in some low-rated attributes. Any injuries? No injuries. We're good to move on. Week 16 against the Jets. The Patriots also won. I would like to think we're in a spot to make the playoffs, at least in the wild card. Let's take a look, though. Yeah, we have the 4th best record in the league. So at this rate, 7-7. Let's take a look. At this rate, but the Raiders... At this rate, we are on pace to make the playoffs regardless. But if we lose both games, Baltimore, Cleveland, they could cause us some serious issues. San Diego. I'm always going to call them San Diego. Los Angeles as well. So it is still possible for us to not make the playoffs if we slip up. The division title's there for the taking. But we could go from winning the division to being a wildcard team to being out of the playoff structure entirely. Pressure is still on. We are 3-0 in this episode, but it's time to clutch up and get these wins that we desperately need. We're playing a 6-8 New York team that we know that we're better than. It's just, yet again, down to execution. as this is apparently a very defensive tackle heavy draft. And yeah, we're not going to scout anybody beyond that because they're obviously not going to be that good. Let's see if we can find a linebacker focused scout. And we should still have time to scout secondary. So, Brooks, thank you for your service. Linebacker, no linebacker-centric scouts. Okay, so we'll focus on the secondary first and then scout out whatever linebackers we can leading up to the draft. So let's see what we have here. So for corners, oh my God. Should I just stop now? Okay, maybe not with Barry Burke, but Jesus. What a god-awful start that was, my lord. Alright, let's do this. Thank God we don't have to go down to MetLife, where we've struggled. An 11 overall point advantage, and an opportunity to get some separation on the Patriots. But if we lose here and the Pats win, we are pretty well boned because I doubt they lose in Week 17. We're battling for that division title, battling to play to the level that we should be playing to. Stevenson 1 tackle short of 100 on the season, by the way, which is nuts. Great year for him. Clayton Malone as well. And then Keaho. We need that big effort, much like we saw last week. Here we go. Against the Jets. Oh God, we're in the snow. Inconsistent in the snow. Can we get the win that we so desperately need? As we start off with the opening 3 points of the game, the Jets retaliate. That's how we end the first quarter. Through the second we go, another field goal for your Bills. The Jets respond with a touchdown and a field goal. 10 unanswered points, 13-6. Not exactly off to a flying start offensively. As, can we get anything going here? The answer is no. 6 points through 3 quarters. And to say that we are jeopardizing our chances here would be an understatement. But whatever the hell that was, I guess it was a touchback, is helpful. We need something here on this drive, and we get it. There we go. Aaron Rodgers doing what Aaron Rodgers can do. A 16-yard touchdown pass to Trey Cates caps off that drive. We are all tied up. What can the Jets do? Absolutely nothing. Sacked on 4th down. We start at their 46 and respond with a punt. In fairness, it might have been on our 46, but regardless, a punt. The Jets take over. They're forced to punt as well. 4:46 remaining. Is there a late game-winning drive? There may be. 20-13 with 1:04 remaining. A 3-yard rushing touchdown for Kareem. Here we go. Can the defense hold on? Bradford Chandler throws it away on 1st. 2nd and 10. Thrown away again. 3rd down. Sacked. Idris Stevenson. 4th and 14 with 33 remaining. Can we end this game? A huge drive late. The defense standing up. Can they get the job done here? We need this win so badly. Play action. Chandler is destroyed by Angelo O'Reilly. We are moving to 4-0 in this episode. What an effort there from Angelo O'Reilly. And that will do it. Again, 4 wins. None of them overly convincing. But we're all about the goddamn W's. And we get another one when we needed it the most. Rodgers 17 of 31. A brutal game for him. Absolutely brutal. Kareem did quite well, but in general, the offense struggled in this game. Monumentally. 2 sacks allowed. Defensively, Stevenson, a phenomenal game. 3 sacks for Clayton Malone. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. That is absolutely insane. Can we define that as insane? I think we can define that effort as insane. 8 sacks in that game. That is just unfair. That's just unfair. Elliott missed a field goal, which put this game into danger for at least a while. But that late drive was enough to get the job done, and that sets up a huge matchup against the Rams to end the regular season. Did the Patriots win in Week 16? Are we playing for the division title? The Patriots lost. If we win, we get the division title. We know we're going back to the postseason one way or another. We have the third best record in the league. Although, that said, we still haven't clinched a playoff spot. We don't know that we're going back to the playoffs. It would be, like, so many things would have to go wrong. It would be a miracle for us to miss out, but the opportunity is still there for us to potentially miss out on making the playoffs. We're 4-0 in this episode. We need to move to that perfect 5-0 record just to make sure. The question is, how good are the Rams at this point? That is the real question. They are 9-6, but I'm more talking overall because we've seen how a good team can struggle. So, as we found out, overall only means so much. So I am just going to waste the points there up to the 7th round. We'll take a look at the safeties as well, again, before scouting linebackers heading into the draft. This is it. A loss could theoretically see us miss out as we have a 7 overall point advantage. A win guarantees us a playoff spot and the division title. So much could happen. It's still the same scenario. A win guarantees the division title. A loss could see us make it as a wild card team, could see us miss the postseason entirely on the last day of the season. That's such an insane scenario. Win and you get the division title. Lose and you might not make the playoffs. Crazy. Aaron Rodgers, Kareem Hunt, and this amazing defense. We are relying upon you. We ask you one more time in this regular season to get the job done. Here we go. This might as well be a playoff game. It's like game 163 in baseball. We get the opening field goal. They respond with a touchdown. Through the second we go. Who will strike next? The answer is us. 10-7 at halftime. A very late touchdown. An interception by Tre'Davious White leads to a 3-yard touchdown pass to London Charles. God, our secondary is ridiculous. Our corners are ridiculous. It's all ridiculous. Through the third we go. Can the defense hold on? The offense can deliver at 17-7. As we start the fourth quarter, it's a 10-point lead. Long drive capped off by a 4-yard touchdown pass to Morris Pittman, who's done so well since being called upon as the #1 tight end. Here we go, 20-7. 50-yarder for Jake Elliott. A 13-point lead with 14 minutes remaining as we force them to punt. Any points here could end this game. 26-7. 79-yard touchdown pass to Trey Cates on first down. And barring a miracle, your Buffalo Bills, as Cordell Turner with the interception, takes over as the third corner with the departure of Mike Hilton. Unbelievable. The Buffalo Bills are going to the playoffs. We are AFC East Division champions. And the next episode, thankfully, mercifully, will be a playoff episode. That is the type of statement win that we've been looking for all episode. A gigantic victory, 26-7 to seal that division title. Aaron Rodgers, 24 of 32, 279 yards with 3 touchdowns, 92 yards rushing for Kareem, 100 yards on the dot for Cates with a touchdown, Charles and Pittman with touchdowns as well. 5 sacks allowed, but we were able to survive it. Defensively, Lattimore led the way, 2 sacks, Malone and Riley, the picks, White and Turner, Elliott 2 for 2, and thus ends a season, an up and down season, where prior to this episode, where we've miraculously gone 5-0, it was looking a little bit shaky. It was looking like we might not make the playoffs, and we had to be on point for the entire episode to make sure that we did, as I'm going to enjoy the fruits of our labor here with these upgrades. Let's make him better from a utility sense. He's up to a 73. Isli Gutierrez. Good stuff. My God, he had 3 skill points. Jesus. All right, let's make him better again. I said with that star development, he might be the guy to invest time into. That is apparently correct. Let's make him better from a utility sense. He's up to a 75. That is beautiful. So up to the same level as the other fullback that we let go of at the beginning of this year. But of course, he has that star development. Clayton Malone has a chance to go up to a legitimate 93, and he will do just that. He'll be a 94 for the playoff run there. So just to give you a look at Clayton Malone, who just is such a beast, the 4th-ranked defensive tackle in the league right now. I mean, the strength, the block shedding, the power moves, the tackling ability. He is ridiculous. Joe Jackson as well, who we stood by, really lived up to his full potential this year. He's up to an 82 through confidence. He's a legit 81. The finesse moves, though, do improve for the now 27-year-old. Warren Leckie, make him better from an agility sense. I think the big shame here is that Byram's out, but thankfully Morris Pittman has been solid. I mean, aside from that, we're at 100% heading into this, which is crazy. We'll make Pittman better from a possession sense. I don't think I'm going to worry too much about the blocking. He's not going to develop enough to make it worth it, but there you go. I mean, he just improved in pretty much every facet of the game. And Brenton Weeks, make you better from an agility sense. He's up to an 84, 85 with confidence. Whew. Damn. All right. Well, from this point on, it's just going to be stat recap. So I'll thank you for watching now. For those of you who stick around to see how this season played out, let's take a look here. As Lamar Jackson was MVP, Rodgers finished in 7th. Coach of the Year went to Demetrius Turner. We finished in 4th. Offensive Player of the Year, Lamar Jackson. Rodgers finished 3rd. Hunt finished 8th. Defensive Player of the Year, Stevenson, 2nd. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson in 3rd. Offensive Rookie of the Year, we had Martinez Wade in 6th. Defensive Rookie of the Year, no nominees. Best quarterback, we had Rodgers at 5. Best running back, Hunt at 2. Best wide receiver, no nominees in the top 10. Very disappointing. Offensive line, Brenton Weeks finished 2nd. Bush and Leckie. Stemke also there. So there you go, the offensive line, ladies and gentlemen. Defensive line, Jackson finishes 3rd. Malone 4th. Keaho 7th. So again, tremendous. Ryan Shazier was still up there. Down to an 81, though. Feel like we cashed out on him at the right time. Chauncey and Stevenson up there for linebackers. Defensive backs, we had Hyde and White at 8 and 9. Best kicker goes to Jake Elliott. Yet again, for the NFC, I will just quickly scroll through as we always do. If you want to know or wanted to look at like details and look for teams, you could always pause at any given time. But I'm not going to focus on it too much. We still have way too much to get to in terms of the stat breakdown. But just to show you here, we're a 91 rated team. 89, 95 for the ratings, which is just ridiculous. Again, these were the schemes that led us to this point, using the zone run, which, I mean, hell, it explains why we had so many long-distance shots. Switching to the 3-4 defense was huge as well. To be honest, the playbook could be changed up to factor in Rodgers' arm a little bit more. We had been using the Rams playbook for Erickson's sake, who does not have the best deep accuracy. But, again, there is the debate to be had there. I believe the multiple 3-4, in terms of the scheme, is still our best fit outside of the 4-6, which we're not going to use for obvious reasons. Vertical zone run at a 76, I believe, is just the outright highest, and it is. So, could take your opinions on that if you think we should change anything up. For now, let's take a look at the standings and stats. So the Chiefs, the best record in the league. We were in 3rd. AFC North, Bengals win the division. Browns also make it. Texans make it out of the AFC South. We and the Patriots made it. In the AFC West, the Chiefs make it, so the Raiders and Chargers missed out. In the NFC, Vikings and Bears are in. Bucks, Saints, the Giants, and the Rams are all in the postseason. So getting a look at the wild card round, before we take a look at the season standings. It's Browns, Bengals, Bears, Bucks, Patriots, Texans, of which we'll play the winner, and Saints and Rams. Oh boy. I mean, I'm sure we'll play the winner there, to be honest. It might be Browns, Bengals, but I mean, I don't think so. Maybe I'm just thinking of that the wrong way, but regardless, that is the setup. Let's get a look at the stats for this season. As we'll take a look, we had the most yardage offensively. Not too shabby. Passing-wise, we were not in the top 6. Rushing yard-wise, we were second in the league behind the Saints. Points per game at 27.0 on the dot. So third best in the league. 31 passing touchdowns, which was okay but not great. Rushing touchdown-wise, also not in the top 6, but that's okay. Again, a strong offense, but that does kind of lend credence to the point that, field goal-wise, it, could have been, maybe not as many field goals. Maybe we could have had a little bit of a better red zone, perhaps. Total yards allowed, thankfully we were not way up there. Passing yards allowed, we would have been way up there had we not made a change, I'm sure. And rushing yards allowed, second fewest in the league. Points allowed, 331, bottom 5 in the league. 60 sacks on the season, the best in the league. 6 fumble recoveries, one of the best in the league, tied for 5th. Interceptions, we had 16, tied for 2nd in the league. So our defense is ridiculous. I do want to take a look. Can you not see red zone? I thought you could. There we go. That's right. It's its own thing. So point percentage is fine. I just want to know offensive touchdowns. Actually, here, let's look at red zone trips, because we should be way up there. Yeah, 61 trips to the red zone, 32 touchdowns. 32. 16 field goals. Is that the most field goals? It must be. Yeah. So, again, that red zone efficiency in terms of putting up points is solid. 78, but damn. Like, far too often we just can't capitalize. I'm going to guess we had by far the league's fewest pens. Indeed, we did. Let's get a look at the individual numbers. So, I think the offense really turned the page towards the end of the season. Rodgers, over 4,400 yards, 400 completions, 31 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, averaged almost 300 yards a game and a 99 rating. Did he do better than Erickson last year? So 4,400 yards, 31 and 8, whereas Erickson last year, 4,400 yards, 31 and 9. Aaron Rodgers, perhaps not that much better. More completions, 64% completion, 476 yards per game. Aaron Rodgers was not a massive improvement over Hanson Erickson. And we stunted Erickson's development. You could have argued maybe it would have dropped anyway, but I don't know. Maybe that was the mistake. Who knows what would have happened had we gone with Erickson. Rushing-wise, Kareem had a great season, 11 touchdowns, 5 for the rookie Martinez-Wade. Receiving-wise, Charles, the only man over 100 receptions. Kawangio was also up there, over 1,000 yards for Kawangio, nearly as well for Charles and Cates. Touchdown-wise, again, Kawangio, Charles, and Cates, all at 6. Good stuff. Blocking-wise, do we have anyone in double digits? We did not. That is phenomenal. Defensively, I mean, Chauncey and Stevenson were just absolute beasts. Quarterback sacks, we had 3 players in double digits, which is just ridiculous. That defensive line is so monstrous. Interceptions-wise, 3 players with 3, White, Hyde, and Lattimore. And then kicking-wise, Elliott, 33 of 38. So not too bad. Good stuff all around. As again, I think kick and punt return still happened to be glitched out, perhaps. All in all, it ended up being a successful season at 11-5. Aaron Rodgers was not exactly the improvement that we were hoping for, but regardless, we have ended up where we wanted to be, back in the playoffs, in the divisional round. Next episode, we take on the Houston Texans yet again. Next episode, we go through the playoffs for as long as that lasts before potentially getting into the offseason. If it ends up falling short, I would certainly hope not, but there is that possibility. Aaron Rodgers, this is where you prove yourself to be that big of an improvement over Erickson. Cleveland beat Cincinnati. Chicago beat Tampa. Houston beats New England. The Rams beat the Saints. So it's Browns, Chiefs, Bears, Giants, Texans, Bills, Rams, and Vikings, your final 8. Thank you guys for watching and still supporting this series. I do appreciate it. As far as to answer the question of how much longer this series goes, I think it maybe depend on what happens next. But Lord knows, I'm stubborn and want to win before we call it quits. We'll find out what happens in the next one. Until then, you know the deal. Support the video and the channel in any way you deem necessary. Just to, at the very least, make sure that YouTube actually lets you know when I upload. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, have a good one. Later. Goodbye. Peace and see ya. All the normal generic goodbye is what I'm saying.